Alright folks, welcome back to my series on the Jedi Knight and the Jedi Knight storyline. We're going to jump right into it today. We finally have our objective to go to Correlia, the last planet of the core worlds, there we go, that we are going to visit in the 1 through 50 storyline for the Jedi Knight. So things are almost completely come to a head. We are wrapping up all the loose ends and, heading into
Master, I've landed
our
on
confrontation
Correlia.
with the Emperor.
From what I saw flying in, the fighting here is intense.
Correlia is in a state of total war. The Republic and Empire aren't holding back anything. The losses are staggering, and not just military. Thousands of civilians die every hour.
And each death brings the Emperor closer to his goal.
Which is why we cannot retreat. If the Republic pulls back, the Empire will exterminate every being here.
Our enemy doesn't need a planet-destroying device. The war itself will deliver what he needs.
Master Tal Braga is aiding the enemy. He knows how to hurt us, block our efforts to save this world. Removing Master Braga from the Emperor's control is the key to victory.
I won't leave a fellow Jedi enslaved to that monster.
After prolonged exposure to the Emperor's influence, Master Braga may be difficult to free, but we must try. Only a handful of Jedi remain alive on Corellia. I'm sending reinforcements from the Outer Rim, but they're inexperienced. We need strong leadership to win this battle. I'm naming you Supreme Commander of Jedi Forces on Corellia.
By the way, I'm just going to put in my own little 2 cents here. For your past, having been the Emperor's puppet for 6 months and barely breaking out of that by the skin of your teeth, I feel like this is a pretty bold step for the Jedi to name you in charge of all the Jedi on Corellia. Just my own 2 cents there.
I'll resolve this crisis with as few casualties as possible.
Corellia must not fall. Your mission is twofold. Direct our forces to aid the Republic military's efforts, and personally find Master Braga. Until reinforcements arrive, rally those few Jedi already on the surface. My contact, Captain Rickdean, will help you locate them. I'm sending his coordinates. May the Force be with you.
Alright, time to rock and roll. So, little bit of a spoiler alert, guys, and I'm going to say this every time that I remember it for all the quests on Corellia. Corellia is the culmination of the Jedi Knight storyline. The choices that you have made are going to greatly affect what you see in each bit of the quests and who you see in each bits of these quests. So if you decided to let somebody live or you let somebody die, that's going to affect who you see here on Corellia. So for me, having made light side choices, trying to save as many people as possible, this whole planet becomes kind of a this is your life story where, you're just going to see a lot of faces that you've seen before. If you've been dark side and you let people die, I got to tell you, I've never actually played the Jedi Knight dark side where I killed my way through all my opponents. So I have actually no idea what you guys will see. That's kind of the fun. I might actually have to do a dark side Jedi Knight at some point to see it. I love going light side with the Jedi Knight. It just feels the most canon. Anyway, that's my spoiler alert, my warning to you guys. And I hope that if you paid attention to my earlier vids at the lower levels when I was mentioning like, hey, this can happen and the choices that you make affect who you see near the end, that you guys kind of kept that in the back of your brain as you played through the game. Again, there's no right or wrong way to play this game. If you want to be a dark side Jedi, who basically is just in the closet about the whole thing, that's your choice, and that can be fun to play. When this game first came out, I would run flashpoints with strangers, and I would see guys with all the dark side corruption as Jedi, and you knew that they were making dark side choices in their story. You can totally do that if you want. Play however you like. I'll mention to you that I kind of enjoy the light side for the Jedi Knight. It feels more true to the storylines, and I kind of feel like they give you the option. I know this because I've been through the storyline enough times, but they put into there that there is a moment where you do fall to the dark side and you do have to deal with that, and I enjoy that. And because of that, I also feel like it's, for me, more fun to play canon light through the storyline, because that way when the Emperor does sink his teeth into you, he turns you to the dark side. If you've already been dark thus far, then I feel like that whole scene doesn't have nearly as much impact. And I'm all about fun storytelling, which is why I love this story. All right, let's say hello to the troops here.
I want
I'm
those...
actually going to exit out of that. Okay, I wasn't sure that I'd have Kira Carson next to me for that. Here we go.
I want those shield generators online yesterday. Move it, privates!
Really interesting
Captain
helmets
Rickdean,
those guys are wearing.
Master Satele Shan sent me. I'm the new Jedi Commander.
You made it. Thank the skies. The Empire controls so much of Correlia we can barely establish a landing zone. The enemy has us under constant bombardment. We're in a blasted bottleneck.
I'll deal with that once I've rallied the Jedi on the ground. Master Satele said you could help.
I've sent more of your people home in body bags than I want to count. There aren't many of you left. The shuttles bringing your reinforcements will arrive shortly. In the meantime, you should gather the few already here. I have coordinates to the last known locations of your fellow Jedi. That's the best I can offer.
You've done well. I'll take it from here.
This location is the rallying point for your forces. As the reinforcements arrive, they'll come here. Take the intel on the Jedi you're looking for. I hope you find them.
All right, let's go find them. Now, you'll notice that when we go out to look for them, they're not too far, just a little bit to the south. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this drive. There's some like complete areas of ridiculousness where you're going to be bouncing back between like 3-4 different areas, you know, in apartment complexes and such. When we get to that point, I will be sure to pause in between there to save you guys the trouble. But anyway, here's the great thing about Correlia. You know, this is where the war has really come to a head, and you know, if you play the Empire, you get to see a little bit more of what it was like for them and the reasons why they invade Correlia. If you are playing Republic, you're a little bit more on defense, and you are trying to liberate Correlia and kind of figure out like where things went wrong and why. And by the way, look at that, guys. There's several different cruisers that you can see parked, and you know, I just kind of dig that right there. I just think that's cool scenery. Sometimes you just got to stop and just take a look above your head. It's so easy to just get tunnel vision and see just where you're going and miss those gigantic cruisers that are up there in the sky, or this one that's being, you know, docked right here. You know, there's a lot to see. I still have my old major complaint about there just being too much space and not enough life on a lot of these planets. But that doesn't mean that there's not some really cool design elements or cool scenery or things to look at. All right, here we go. There's a very good chance. Yep, here we go. Nice. So I'm finally kind of getting in deep enough into the chain for the Jedi Knight here that I'm getting my utilities in order, so I'm able to have Saber Throw and Saber Reflect come off a cooldown right away, which is fantastic. I also just got Dispatch over the break, and the utility so that, you know, I can basically activate it almost immediately. And Dispatch is it's a finisher. It's a move that usually is meant to, you know, execute a bad guy once they're low enough on certain health, but with the right utility, Ardent Advocate, you know, Force Sleep activates it for you, which is kind of cool. So you can use it right at the start of the battle on some sucker.
I get the feeling we've met before.
This guy has grown up a lot since we last saw him.
Maybe we have a destiny to defeat the Empire together. I'm taking charge of all Jedi forces. We're rallying reinforcements at these coordinates. Go.
Why does everyone forget about me? Wait, is he talking about the first time you saved Tython, or the second?
Man, guys, so to find where we originally met this guy, you have to go all the way back to like level 1, 2, or 3 of the videos I was doing there on Tython to see that moment. It has been that long. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the next place we gotta go. Alright, it's right over here. I'm just gonna give you guys like the short version. I'm gonna ride over to here. There is a bind point there. Unfortunately, it's not activated. And then that is basically telling me then to travel through and up to here. If you guys really are looking for a shortcut, what you want to do is actually warp back to the shipyards, which is one of the starting areas that you do have, the shipwright cantina. Pick up this bind point and just drive east to that doorway, or excuse me, west to that doorway. That is actually a lot faster than driving through the center of Correlia to get there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, I'm going to get to this door, and then once I'm there, I'll go ahead and continue this video. Alright guys, we are here, and I am rolling on in. Obviously we've got some scrubs to deal with, so let's deal with them. Get him, Kira. That flame, that looks worse than it is. It's just actually an armor reduction. My character actually isn't on fire. Well, not like fire. Alright, and our door is right back here. So just be aware, this is the instance door, so when we come out of here, there may be respawns to fight.
These Mandalorian mercenaries worked for the Empire. They were hunting me. I'm sorry. This is difficult. Seeing you, surrounded by dead men, reminds me of things I'd rather forget.
Guys, it's Bengal Moore. He was the original villain on the end of Tython. So, I don't know what it looks like if you decided to try to kill him at the end of Tython, but if you kept him alive, here he is again.
What happened on Tython was a lifetime ago. We're different people now.
Sometimes it feels that way. Right now, it could be yesterday. I arrived with 3 masters the Council assigned
That's more
to me.
little than you know, depending on how fast you leveled.
They're dead. We are being slaughtered here.
The Council appointed me Supreme Commander of the Jedi on Correlia. We have reinforcements gathering nearby. Go to these coordinates.
Supreme Commander. It will be an honor to serve you. Do you ever wonder if I prepared you for this? Perhaps the Force guided me to attack you on Tython.
If it was the Force, it wasn't the light side guiding you.
You're right. I shouldn't think about such things. I'll go to the coordinates and wait for your orders.
Alrighty. Now, next up, we got to go to the Solonian tunnels, and this is again more of a drive over to this area. Again, I'm going to do a pause, and then once I get there, I will go ahead and unpause and continue the video. Alright, folks, I made it to the Solonian tunnels. I'm going to head on inside, and we'll start this baby up. Alright, Imperial Battle Droid. British Thunder, really. Oh man, does it feel good to start getting some of those utilities in place. Like, guys, I gotta tell you, I love the 50 level version of how you fight as a Vigilance Guardian, and it just starts feeling so good once you get there. I'm still missing a few key moves, you know, like Saber Reflect and Vigilant Thrust, you know, things that just make this, you know, such a powerhouse class. But they start coming into place, and you just start feeling like, oh man, you just start jumping right into battle, and just start feeling like you're a wrecking machine. Alright, so let's find out what's behind this box. Or, I mean, this bulldozer. What?
I hoped we'd meet again. You changed my life on Tatooine, and I never had the chance to thank you. The Empire sent these droids to crush Corellia's resistance fighters. When I learned of the attack, I came to save these people. It's a strange thing, saving lives instead of taking them. But it feels right. I'm stronger than I've ever been.
So guys, even though he attacked Master Kawix on Tatooine, if you chose to save him, then he comes back now stronger than ever. And so this is one of those moments where I know it's a little plot point, you may feel however you want to feel about it, but I kind of dig it. I feel like the Jedi's job is more than just being great with the lightsaber. I feel like saving lives can take a lot of different shapes. So for me, this is a really gratifying moment to see Lord Praven back, and now he's kind of come 180 degrees from being a Sith to now basically being a Jedi.
You've come a long way since the last time I saw you, Lord Praven.
Just Praven. That title doesn't hold any meaning for me anymore.
Master
Nice.
Satele named me Supreme Commander of Jedi Forces. Rendezvous with our reinforcements at these coordinates right away.
Understood. I will see you there.
Now here's another thing to consider. You're not running into Jedi that you don't know, at least not the light side version. Which means that each one of these people that you encountered, them encountering you in some way made them stronger, made them better. Because here we are, and you just heard that earlier opening statement in this quest, that Jedi are dropping like flies. It's hard for them to stay alive. All we're seeing now are the best of the best, the people who have been the luckiest, the strongest, the fiercest fighters, and they're all people that you knew and that you saved at some point or had some sort of interaction with. I think that is really freaking cool. That really says a lot about your character vicariously.
There's still Jedi on the planet not accounted for, though. Hope you find them.
Alright, last but not least, I've got this area to go through all the way down here. This is quite a drive through several different tunnels and areas, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and pause. When I get there, I'll go ahead and unpause the video and we'll continue this up. Alright folks, we are back, and obviously where we're at is the wreckage of a crashed ship here on Correlia, which I think is cool as hell. You go through so many buildings in this game and caves and such that it's kind of neat to see a crash ship like this. So don't miss the entrance. There's a little bit of a dirt path from two different directions that come in and meet at this entrance. Let's head on inside. It's like, again, Jedi Knight version of this is your life. You're kind of wondering, like, who could possibly be behind this door? Who else could I possibly know on this planet? Let's find out.
Jerk.
Oh, that looked like it hurt. Check it
Those
out.
assassins had me
Master
at a disadvantage.
Kawix.
Thank you, old friends.
Master Kawix, you look exhausted. Are you hurt?
Just getting old, Kira. Happens to the best of us. Before they attacked, the Sith showed me a hollow of Master Braga. He ordered them to kill me.
Master Braga is a puppet. The Emperor was trying to demoralize you.
Seeing our most peace-loving master speaking with such hatred was horrifying.
Master Satele appointed me Supreme Commander of Jedi Forces here. You should meet our reinforcements at these coordinates.
I fear I'm not much of a soldier. I've never truly recovered from what happened on Tatooine. I've barely managed to survive so far. Perhaps my talents are better applied elsewhere.
Yeah,
can do this
considering
without her.
she was nearly
I can focus on
atomized.
evacuating the wounded to the medical transports.
Saving lives is just as important as stopping the enemy. Go and save all the wounded you can.
When you find Master Braga, please bring him home alive. May the Force be with you.
I kind of like seeing her. She's one of the only other Jedi Masters we really got contact with back all the way on Tython. And in some strange way, I feel like her and Master Orgus have kind of had a hand in who you are at this point, because her apprentice became your apprentice. Kira Carson, whom I eventually had a relationship with as the Jedi Knight. And so in a lot of ways, if Master Orgus is your fatherly type master figure, then she's very much the motherly type master figure. Because Satele Shan, even though she's the head of the Order, you don't really get a lot of one-on-one contact with her. There's never a point where Satele Shan is vulnerable and you need to save her, so to speak. Alright, so next up on the map, we've got to go back to the base that we started in. Alright, the fastest way back is just to warp back to the Shipwright Cantina and drive straight over, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. And this drive is much shorter, so I'll just basically talk my way through it. Alright. In every spaceport, in every seedy dive, there's always a cantina. So one of the things I really enjoy about Correlia is I feel that for the vanilla part of the game, the 1 through 50 level story, 50 would have been the original level cap when you first started the game. Correlia really ties it all together for the Jedi Knight, where you start seeing the culmination of some of these plot threads and storylines, and you still have to deal with your Chapter 3 storyline, especially with Master Tol Braga. That is still something that has to happen here. But it's kind of cool to see that, oh, hey, these folks that we remember all the way back from the start of the game, depending on how long it took you to level up, have at least some mention and some presence of what happened to them after you left them. And I like that. You know, it's nice to know that they just weren't a plot thread that were completely written off and written out forever. And by the way, I believe Master Quix would be here too if we told her to be so, but we told her to you know, help out with the supply and the troops, so no Master Quix here.
All Jedi reinforcements are present and accounted for. General Varsuthra is requesting you on a priority channel. Patching him through now.
General Varsuthra!
I understand you're Supreme Commander of the Jedi forces here.
I see you're back in the thick of things. What can I do for you, sir?
We remember him.
Master Satele has informed me you're looking for a Jedi Master helping the enemy. We're placing my resources at your disposal. I have a base camp in Labor Valley. Bring your people to my position.
I'll
see you soon, my friend. Varsuthra, out.
Alright guys, that finishes up the first leg. Next up, we're going to head over to the Labor Valley and start doing some quests there. So obviously, you can see by districts, we've got the Labor Valley, Axial Park, and the Government District to wrap up Corellia with. And yeah, these will go pretty quick. So anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the story thus far. We're almost there, guys, and once we finish up with Corellia, we get the big finale for the Jedi Knight. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Anyway, you guys take care, put any questions or comments below, and we'll see you next time.